What's up, YouTube? You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Drew, you feel me? AKA Mr. Hollywood, and you know it. But look, so today I'm gonna be reacting to Shedeur Sanders. I don't know why a lot of people hate on me, you feel me? The boy legendary. But you know, the rejected will be respected by any means necessary. But go ahead and like, share, and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and tell them Drew got the juice, you feel me? Real talk.
The whispers over there is basically, hey man, he looks like the best quarterback here. He's young, you gotta learn the experience part. Fifth rounder, so we gotta make him earn it. But the truth is, he's the best quarterback. And this is not just words from coaches or scouts over there. This is for some players. And I mean key players. Players that actually gonna play this year and put some real production up. You got a first round quarterback in the fifth.
Okay, check this out. So I be seeing a lot of people be rage baiting, you know what I'm saying? And then I be going through the comments and seeing how people reacting about Shedeur being a 5th round draft pick. Come on now. Y'all seen that he was a 1st round draft pick. Tell me what 5th round quarterback had better stats than Shedeur? Just in history. I don't recall. They tanked his stock on purpose because they was intimidated by his dad, Deion Sanders. Which I don't get because he ain't played in a long time, but they want to say he was arrogant and he wasn't prepared. But all of those are just false narratives. But I'm going, let's get back into the video.
Ram. That's a blessing. So I think they should take advantage of it. Everybody I'm hearing over here talking to, they saying that look like he's the best quarterback. If he plays well, it should be a no-brainer.
5th round talent. If he is as good as all the people were suggesting he was going into the draft, 2nd round at worst, bottom of the 2nd round at worst, then when he gets his chance to prove that, I believe he will. And the fact that he was a 5th round pick could become irrelevant pretty quickly. What am I missing?
Shedeur Sanders has been making headlines for a while now, but his recent performances have done more than just raise eyebrows. They've sparked a full-blown quarterback conversation in Cleveland. The buzz around him has exploded, and word is spread.
It's funny because now all of these same reporters were saying, "Oh, he's the bottom of the barrel. He's not a 1st round pick." They kept praising Dillon Gabriel. Let me say this: Dillon Gabriel went to college for 6 years, so you better have more passing yards than Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur only went to college for 4 years. He went to 2 years at Jackson State, and then he went to Colorado. You hear me? And he still put up big numbers. So if Shedeur would have went to, if he would have had 1 more year in college, he would have surpassed those 18,000 passing yards that Dillon Gabriel had. Bruh, like, I don't understand the hate, but I do. I understand the hate, but at the end of the day, man, let this man ball out, bruh. Like, real talk.
Spreading fast, the Browns might have found their franchise quarterback in the unlikeliest of places, the 5th round of the draft. Now, reports are surfacing that Cleveland is seriously considering starting Shedeur over every other QB on the roster. It's a bold move, but given what he's shown on the field lately, maybe it's not so surprising. Fans are calling it a steal, analysts are calling it a potential game changer, and the league, well, they're officially on notice. And with each passing OTA session, the support for Shedeur Sanders keeps growing louder. More voices, from analysts to former players, are stepping forward, backing him to become one of the best quarterbacks Cleveland has seen in years. ESPN's Harry Douglas even weighed in, pointing out that while veteran Joe Flacco might be capable of running the offense for a full season, Shedeur is clearly the best option to take over when the time comes.
He has been the #1 option. So you telling me you willing to start Joe Flacco? He 40 years old. He won 1 Super Bowl. He was drafted in 2008. It's 2025. So you telling me that Joe Flacco, he gonna sell out the arena, jersey sales gonna be up, he gonna attract a lot of people and fill up the stands for y'all? What sense does that make? I'm gonna start Shedeur. Shedeur, he played behind a busted O-line. He had 6 different coordinators, and he was always running for his life, and he still put up those numbers and passed for 74%. Come on, man. Y'all need to stop the cap, bro. Stop it. At the end of the day, y'all talking about he too He too confident. He too arrogant. Bruh, confident and arrogant is not the same thing. Confident mean like, I'm going to be able to prevail through anything. I already been through the hard times. Nothing can break me. You know what I'm saying? I won't fold. You feel me? Like, what's wrong with that? Because I know a lot of white quarterbacks, Asian quarterbacks, just basketball players that's not black, that's confident. Is that arrogant? No, I think not.
Douglas didn't hold back. He said the worst thing the Browns could do is keep Shedeur on the sidelines, especially if he continues to shine in practice in preseason.
I think Joe Flacco, he's going to start the year off, and I agree with Nick. I think at some point it's going to be Shedeur Sanders. Listen, Joe Flacco got drafted with me in 2008. We were at the Combine together, y'all. So I don't think he's going to play the entire season for the Cleveland Browns. Now, what you don't want to do if you're the Cleveland Browns as an organization is have a quarterback like Shedeur Sanders go out there and ball out in practice and preseason and do everything necessary from his standpoint to where he should be playing. And if you're Cleveland, you don't play him.
Douglas took it a step further, warning that the Browns could be walking a dangerous line. He suggested that if Shedeur keeps performing like this and still doesn't get the nod, it could start to create a divide in the locker room. Players know when someone's earned their spot, and when that player doesn't see the field, it raises questions. Douglas hinted that Cleveland might be playing with fire by keeping Shedeur on the bench, despite how well he's performing. In his words, the Browns could be putting both their on-field success and the team's overall value at risk by not letting Shedeur take the reins.
Shedeur is him. He him for real, for real. 12 is legendary.
Copy that. The team is ready to release the hold in T-minus 2 minutes.
Because now you're going to have division in your locker room. Play the best player, and for a player like Shedeur Sanders, control what you can control. That's why it's so important to have a strong father figure in his life like he does have, and a guy that played the game.
Another thing. So, I was looking at Sports Illustrated yesterday. So they had Jerry Jeudy. He talked. He a vet. He been in the league for a minute. And then you got Quinshon Judkins, who just got drafted to the same team with Shedeur. Everybody is on his side. Everybody want him. He swag. He the new era. He the new generation. Why focus on the old when you got something new? Cleveland Browns, they did a smart thing by tanking. You know what I'm saying? Shedeur. You know what I'm saying? It's a bad thing, but it's a good thing for them because when they traded for Deshaun Watson, you know how many first round draft picks they gave out? Like how many picks they gave out for that? That's crazy. They helped the Houston Texans. That's why we have so many good people right now. And then why pay Deshaun Watson $200-something million for him to tear his Achilles? And he wasn't even winning y'all no ball games. And the linemen clearly didn't rock with Deshaun. Nobody wanted to rock with Deshaun because of what's been going on and circulating around him. So this is a fresh start for them. Y'all saved money by drafting Shedeur in the 5th round. I know what's going on. Y'all don't want to pay him that much money because y'all already in the bind anyway.
Game at a high level, and also as a coach at Colorado, is that you control what you can control, and then you live with the rest.
Shedeur Sanders has been laser focused, fully dialed in on taking his game to the next level, and it's paying off in a big way. During the latest OTAs, he put on a show, completing 9 of 14 passes with 3 touchdowns and just a single interception in full team drills. Out of all the quarterbacks on the field, Shedeur emerged as the standout performer, clearly separating himself from the pack. This isn't just about raw talent anymore. It's about steady execution, poised decision-making, and the kind of confidence that demands attention. Shedeur's approach on the field was pure brilliance. He displayed remarkable patience in the pocket, reading the defense with calm confidence and sharp precision.
It's crazy because Shedeur, he been playing under pressure. And he been excelling every chance he get. Everybody want to say, oh, well, Dylan Gabriel got this many yards, has this many yards, and did this and did that. He went to a better college. And plus, going to Oregon, they always had, like, better recruits anyway. Come on, man. Marcus Mariota, LeGarrette Blount. Like, I can go on and go on about this stuff, but y'all pick and choose who y'all want to support. So y'all telling me Dylan Gabriel is better than Shedeur Sanders. even though he stayed in college for 6 years. Must I remind you, the other day at OTAs, Dylan Gabriel, he was getting his balls swatted by defensive linemen. He's short. He's a short quarterback. Shedeur like 6'2". Like, come on, this game is not for no short quarterback. This not no Doug Flutie and Drew Brees. This not their era anymore.
Time and time again, he dropped back, scanned through his progressions, and fired off laser-accurate throws that left defenders with no chance. Some of those passes, straight up elite, threading the needle with perfect timing and accuracy. Just take a look at this throw. When Kimberly A was asked about the idea of Shedeur Sanders being buried as the fourth quarterback on the Browns' depth chart, she shut that down immediately. Her response was clear. There's no way you can realistically place him in that position. According to her, anyone thinking Shedeur is buried is simply misreading the situation. She emphasized that it's not just unlikely, it would be completely inaccurate to suggest that he's being overlooked. His talent, his presence, and his performance are far too strong to ignore. Still, not everyone is sold on Shedeur Sanders just yet. A wave of skepticism continues to follow his rise, with critics pointing out that it's still early, just OTAs, and that strong showings in shorts and no pads don't guarantee success under real pressure. Some are even calling him overrated, suggesting the hype is outpacing the resume. Jason McIntyre didn't hold.
They calling him overrated. How is he overrated when he went to HBCU? That's an all-black school, all-black college. Do you understand how hard it is to even stand out at an HBCU? Because it's a lot of talent. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of LeBron James wide receivers and Randy Moss wide receivers up over there, quarterback, Michael Vick type. Like, HBCU have a lot of talent. You know what I'm saying? So, Shedeur, so you telling me completing 74% of his passes, and he wasn't just throwing no short passes though, like no little short, little 5-10 yard passes. He can throw bombs and he good with his precision. So, I'm not understanding. He threw for 3,000 his freshman year at Jackson State, and then he threw for 3,000 again his sophomore year at Jackson State. Then he went to Colorado, threw for 3,700 some yards, almost 4,000. Then he finished off his year with 4,000 plus passing yards. Man, stop it, man. That's crazy. If he's so overrated, that means when he went to a bigger college, which Colorado is in the Big 12, so. What that tell you? So Big 12 week? Stop.
Hold back either. He openly mocked the reaction from those who saw Shedeur's warm-up throws and immediately jumped to crown him the next. Big thing. According to McIntyre, a few impressive moments aren't enough to declare Shedeur the man, and he made sure to let everyone know just how premature he thinks that kind of talk really is.
That we're seeing is so, it's massive. The gulf of what you see people saying about Shedeur Sanders, you would think he's ready to start week one. I mean, you see former NFL quarterbacks on social media breaking down every pass. Oh my gosh, look at the movement in the pocket.
My eviction was caught on camera.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
He got Michael Vick talking about him. He got Kurt Warner talking about him. Super Bowl champion. Mike Vick, he came short-handed Super Bowl, but he a Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? He got a lot of people talking about him, man.
This is a joke, right?
That no ball.
Look at that cannon. This is why Shedeur's the man.
McIntyre didn't stop at questioning the hype. He took it even further by mocking the fact that head coach Kevin Stefanski hasn't yet given Shedeur Sanders reps with the first team. He argued that Stefanski had essentially shown Shedeur where he truly belongs, for now, by keeping him on the sidelines or matching him up against what he called amateurs, even going so far as to compare them to part-time FedEx drivers. The tone was harsh, and honestly, the level of criticism bordered on personal. But despite the noise, one thing is becoming clearer with every session. Shedeur Sanders isn't going away. The doubters may be loud, but his talent is louder. If he keeps this up, it's only a matter of time before he forces his way into the starting lineup.
You know what's funny? People say at OTAs you can't figure out who's going to be the starter. But, so I've been doing my research and seeing what I've been seeing online. He been getting first team reps. They've been keeping it from the public on purpose. The media got everybody in a frenzy. People hearing this and hearing that, but some of y'all should just do your research. But I understand a lot of y'all just haters. Y'all like who y'all like and want who y'all want. But understand, Kenny Smallhead Pickett I'm sorry. When your hand's smaller than the football, bro, I don't want you to be my quarterback, dog. You can't hold on to the ball. So what I'm even gonna be running these routes for if you can't even grip the ball? Dylan Gabriel, he too short to see over the offensive lineman to get me the ball. You hear me? He ain't got no swag. He just a robot. No personality. None of that. Kenny Pickett a crybaby. He been in the league too long. And you still ain't a starter? Joe Flacco, I respect Joe Flacco. You know what I'm saying? He just old. He just old. Deshaun Watson, he injured. So y'all basically paying him all that money just to rehab his Achilles. That's what y'all doing. Cleveland, if y'all don't get yourself together, understand, Shedeur Sanders is y'all savior. Y'all remember how LeBron James won y'all that championship ring? Shedeur can do the same. Or maybe I'm tripping.
Despite the growing support and undeniable flashes of talent, there are still reports surfacing that hint at a possible rift between Shedeur Sanders and the Browns coaching staff. According to some insiders, the decision to keep Shedeur out of the 11-on-11 reps may not just be about depth chart protocol, it might be personal. There's speculation that the staff could be downplaying his role simply because he was a 5th round pick, not a top-tier draft investment.
Maybe we do need to see Shedeur a little more, right? Obviously, the question of him not getting any first-team reps came up. The question of him not having any 11-on-11 reps at some point came up, right? So I think the Browns were doing that because they think it's 5th round pick. We don't care. And I don't think that's a disrespect to Shedeur. I think they literally thought he was bad.
If true, that's a troubling sign, not just for Shedeur, but for a franchise that claims to be all about performance over pedigree. Ignoring what he's doing on the field because of where he was drafted would be a huge misstep, especially when the tape is starting to speak for itself. But on the flip side, there are reports suggesting a very different dynamic at play, where the Browns ownership might actually be applying pressure on the coaching staff to elevate Shedeur Sanders to the first team. According to Colin Cowherd, there's growing buzz that ownership sees the potential both.
So now the media, the Browns organization want to downplay everything. But I've been saying this from the jump. Y'all drafted him. Y'all played chess and not checkers, like I said. Y'all was in the bind with money. Y'all knew if y'all would have signed him in the first round, y'all would have had to come off more money, and that's going to put y'all in more of a bind because y'all had all y'all faith. And Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson is a great quarterback. It's just, after that little scandal, it just went downhill for him. You know what I'm saying? Some bad juju started happening for him. But understand, what y'all having Shedeur is a diamond in the rough. Y'all can't say he not disrespectful. He very respectful. His dad then prepped him. He gave him PR training since he was a little kid. Like, come on, man. He carried himself accordingly. Him and his brother. So all of that nonsense, y'all just like to see people just downfall. Y'all just like to see people just down and out. You feel me? Y'all know what y'all need to do? Y'all need to worry about y'all bills. He living out his dream. You probably got to get up and go to work in the morning and go work at Luby's. That ain't nobody's fault but yours. Know what I'm saying? This is a 23-year-old who trying to live out his dreams, and y'all want to bash this man. Pathetic.
On and off the field, and could be pushing for Shedeur to get the starting nod right from the beginning of the preseason. The excitement, the spotlight, the marketability, Shedeur brings all of it, and ownership knows the value that can have for the franchise. However, Cowherd also pointed out that the coaching staff may be taking a more measured approach. With the Browns scheduled to play a game abroad in London, there's concern about tossing a rookie into such a high-pressure and unpredictable environment too soon. It's a big stage, and for a young quarterback still adjusting to the speed and complexity of the NFL, that kind of debut could be a serious gamble.
Because this is not a great team. So my guess is Joe Flacco wins the starting job. He's the most NFL ready to play. Joe can win you a game or two. And the first 4 weeks, the staff is going to tell him, Shedeur's not ready, Shedeur's not ready. My guess is they go 0-4, maybe they go 1-3. Haslam's going to come down on Sunday, October 5th.
I honestly think he's wrong. This the same man who was saying Shedeur wasn't the first round pick but now he been backtracking too. Like a lot of them, bro, I don't believe nothing they be saying, and it's crazy because Stephen A. Smith, when he spoke up on it, I was surprised because he be confusing me sometimes. But you know him and Dion like this, so he got the facts straight. But do you not understand if Shedeur wasn't as talented as he is? Don't you think that he would have went undrafted? He would have went undrafted. That means nobody would have picked him up. Even though if the NFL owners had their little meeting and concluded and all of that and agreed not to draft him because his dad, because they was immature and scared of their dad, of his dad was gonna take their job. Bro, Dion don't wanna coach no grown spoiled man. You feel? He already said he don't want to. But as a father, he's supposed to protect his son by any means. I understand sometimes you gotta step back a little bit and let them get their feet wet and all that, but look, sometimes us as parents, we don't want to see our kids make the same mistakes that we did. So a lot of y'all need to kill all that noise, talking about what y'all would have done and all that. That's y'all daddy fault for not being there for y'all. You hear me? Dion doing the right thing.
And he says, I want Shedeur to play against Minnesota.
Look, you're not actually going to get anything done by watching another YouTube video. In fact, you're literally only procrastinating more. What you need is something I like to call a GYST week. That stands for Get Your Together Week. Because let's face it, you need to.
And the staff's going to say, we're in London. It's rough. Just give us one more week. We don't want Shedeur having to go overseas.
The real turning point, as Cowherd suggests, might ultimately come down to veteran quarterback Joe Flacco. If Flacco struggles out of the gate, if the interceptions start piling up or the offense stalls, it could open the door wide for Shedeur Sanders to step in and take over. That kind of opportunity could fast-track his rise and silence the critics.
Check this out. So they keep saying that he's a rookie and don't throw him in there. Shedeur has been getting the playbook down, all of the offensive plays, installations down. That's why he ain't been in the. That's why they've been keeping it a secret. He gonna start the first week. They just throwing everybody for a loop. Like Shedeur is smart. So when the Giants did that little time out, he wasn't prepared. He came to the meeting with his headphones on. That was all a lie. You hear me? This kid is so professional. Look, y'all remember, y'all seen C.J. Stroud, his rookie year, what he did? He was a rookie. He didn't have to wait behind nobody. We threw him right in there. And he took us to the playoffs his first year. Jaden Daniels was a rookie. Threw him in there. Went to the playoffs. Made it to the second round. So what is y'all talking about? Y'all just making up excuses. Y'all just like to hear y'allself talk. So at the end of the day, how somebody gonna learn if you don't just get them a chance? People got to get their feet wet. You gonna fall. You got to dust yourself off and try and get up. It's gonna be all right.
And for all. But if Flacco holds his ground, manages the offense effectively, and avoids major mistakes, Shedeur might have to bide his time just a little longer. It's a classic case of a proven veteran versus a rising star, and sooner or later, something's got to give. Shedeur Sanders is quickly becoming the most talked about name in Cleveland football, and for good reason. His talent, composure, and sharp football IQ are forcing everyone, from fans to analysts to ownership, to pay attention. While skepticism remains, and some within the coaching staff may still be hesitant due to his draft position, the pressure to give him a real shot is building fast. Reports of internal tensions and growing public support make it clear that Shedeur isn't just another rookie. He's a potential franchise changer. Whether Joe Flacco stumbles or not, it's only a matter of time before Sanders gets his moment. And when he does, all signs point to him making the most of it. The Browns may have found a gem in the 5th round.
All right, check this out. I don't even have to finish the video, but I'm gonna say this. Go check out Shedeur games, his highlights. And then go to Dylan Gabriel and check out his highlights. Y'all understand? Tell me who had the better team. Tell me who had the better offensive line. Tell me who had the better defense. Tell me all of that. Because a lot of y'all y'all delusional. You hear me? Delusional, man. But it is what it is. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. You know what I'm saying? Tell him Drew got the juice. You hear me? Real talk.